Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. One quick thing. Yesterday, for all of those of you on Instagram, for some reason, the replay wouldn't post. That happens every now and then. Biggest reason I bring it up is I know a lot of you like the replay. And keep in mind, the nice thing about what I do going live everywhere, if one of them glitches, check one of the other ones. It is what I'm getting at. So if you were, let's say you were too busy to be here live, which it's like, what else do you have to do? I mean, we've talked about Elon Musk is here almost every day. Kathy Wood's here almost every day. The Rock is here almost every day. What are you doing? You're busier than The Rock? Anyway, the point is, if you ever do miss a replay, check it. Check the YouTube, check the Facebook, or check the Instagram. Again, if it glitches, I've never, of course, it'll probably jinx me. I've never had it glitch everywhere. So if you go to Instagram and you're like, hey, where's the replay? Go to YouTube, go to Facebook, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that being said, does anyone have any idea? I know I'm going way out on a limb. Anybody have any possible guess what my number one watch is today? So anyway, BBIG, you see the red line, that 1150 area. I'll draw it for you. Even though faithful followers like Elon Musk, Kathy Wood, and The Rock know what I'm about to draw. You've seen it a million times. But my hope, and I know hope isn't a strategy, but it's very early. It's 8:32 a.m. My hope is we bump against 1150, whole dollar, half dollar, 52-week high. All these things we've talked about a million times this week. My hope is we get that week open. Maybe toss in a chat pump. Remember the chat pump doesn't change the approach, but I always think of the chat pump as a little seasoning. It's like, hey, I eat a lot of steaks, and if you bring me a steak, you bring me a ribeye, a medium ribeye with nothing on it, I'm like, damn, this is good. But hey, you sprinkle a little sea salt, little crushed black pepper, ooh, even better. Maybe you get a little crazy and you throw a little garlic salt on there even. Ooh, even better. So ultimately, the chat pump doesn't change the approach, but on a Friday, it's going to, remember shorts love to short the chat pump. It just adds a little spice, a little seasoning to it. So the white line's the open. Would like to see that kind of weak open. Suck in shorts, panic people. And then that 9:45, break a high day, whole dollar, half dollar, 52-week high, all these previous days' highs. Keep in mind, nothing's guaranteed, but there's a lot going on at 1150. And when I say there's a lot going on, think about those key levels. All stuff from the ebook. Get the ebook. It's $18, all right? But 52s, previous days highs, whole dollar, half dollar, the resistance from lot going on there. Then, as always, if it spikes too early, we look for that VWAP hugging action, and then break later. So let me give you an example. So if it spikes too early or goes nowhere, hey, it could go nowhere. What we would like to see is a repeat of SPRT yesterday. So look at yesterday's chart. SPRT spikes early. All right. Look at that. So this is maybe not a perfect example, but I'm trying to give you something to look for this afternoon because many of you aren't in the Steady Trade team, even though I'm doing 2 webinars today. Seems like you'd get in there and we'd be talking about this together. Kumbaya. Kumbaya. Anyway, spikes early. Spiked too early, in my opinion, on SPRT. But then it consolidated around VWAP, broke on the biggest high volume candle of the day into the 2 p.m. window. it spiked $3-4 a share. So that would be the afternoon idea on BBIG. BBIG, discussion of key levels, morning dip and rip, and afternoon VWAP holds. Basically, SSDD, okay? Especially on a Friday, okay? I try and keep it PG here, but same blank, different day, okay? So, and I've said it all week. I joke about being old, multiple head injuries, bad knees, bad shoulders, gray, borderline bald. I may be old and broke down, one foot in the grave and one on a banana peel, but I'm consistent. Okay? I'm consistent. And I've called this thing the SPRT, the MRIN, the Newegg, the ELF, and until it dies, we just repeat, and then we say thanks for the memories, and we move on. So, all right, way too much. And some of you might be like, Tim, I didn't come here to listen to you talk about BBIG for 10 minutes, but hey, man, do what you want. It's the number one, so. Do it. I mean, you don't have to agree with me. ISEE asks, no. Brian asked about ISEE. So last night's after hours runner, 100 million float, 52s again. I don't hate this, mainly because of the breakout chart. So ISEE, AH runner, it is higher float, but big breakout. And these breakout charts have been hot. Big breakout. And these charts are en vogue right now. Is that the right term? Or is that's that band from the 90s, right? Is it en vogue? It is. R&B hip-hop brand from 1989. It's in vogue, right? I should have said. I should have said in vogue. Yes, the current fashion or style, a la mode. Anyway, in vogue, not en vogue. So these breakout charts have been in vogue, not en vogue. The band from the 90s, but I love it. My focus is going to be BBIG, but this is a close second. Close number 2 to BBIG. The only reason I don't like the biggest reason I'm not absolutely in love with this is 100 million float. So ANY, somebody asked about ANY. Plan is identical to yesterday. So this broke 750 and pulled back. And many of you might be saying, well, Tim, I thought if it broke 750, it was going to run. I think, and you can choose to agree or disagree, but, and I'm probably going to end on this concept, but I want you to understand this dynamic. Okay. Yes, ANY broke 750, pulled back, but I mean, it held. I mean, the lowest it went was the low sevens. But this is that situation. Yesterday, think about what we had yesterday. GEVO went wild, okay? BBIG was in play. AEHR was in play. SPRT was in play. We had so much going on yesterday that there's only, and this is something you'll hear me repeat and repeat and repeat. There's only so many day traders out there, okay? There's millions of traders, but we're a small group, and when I say we, those of us that are trading, total absolute pieces of crap like GEVO. And when you get a GEVO that, we didn't talk about this yesterday because it didn't spike till I was done with but the point is this thing gaps up, goes wild. It kind of took all the attention. And I'm not making excuses for ANY. ANY is still in play over 750. But my point is that if you took the ANY idea and you're like, man, what happened? Well, in my opinion, how many shares did GVO trade yesterday? 200 million shares. So that, in my opinion, is the why that ANY didn't go 8, 9, etc. So that being said, lot, guys, going on. I know I rambled on BBIG a lot, but you can agree or disagree. But you're gonna hear this every Friday, and it's gonna be a different ticker. But every Friday that we have a stock with a breakout chart like this, trading 100 plus million shares, Wall Street bets pump, every short seller's trying to guess the top. Hangs around, squeezes on a third. I mean, go back to yesterday. Anyway, this is always going to be the number one. And in classic Ivan Drago, when I say the Ivan Drago, if it dies, it dies. But if this thing dips at the open, go back to the whiteboard, breaks high at A into the 945 window, it's a high risk reward trade. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed. Just like ANY yesterday. Nothing's guaranteed, but you've got the odds in your favor. Vice versa, if BBIG pulls at the open, never spikes, maybe goes sideways. Heck, if it spikes too early. Maybe it goes to 13 in pre-market. Then we rotate to the VWAP hold high at daybreak. Basically that repeat of SPRT yesterday. So, all right, my friends, got a little in-depth. I always kind of mix it up a little bit. I get, no matter what I do, I get yelled at. It's never good enough. You guys are like my wife. I've got like 10,000 wives on here. No matter what I do, it ain't good enough. But I like to balance it. Rapid fire ticker plus in-depth discussion. And BBIG merits some in-depth discussion. So, all right. Have a good day, my friends. Check out the Steady Trade team. Weekend watch list is free. The ebook, again, at this point, if you haven't bought the ebook yet, I don't know what to tell you anymore. It's freaking $18. Jeez, oh Pete. So you probably spent $18 on 2 pumpkin spice lattes today. So here's the thing. Get a black coffee at Starbucks for $3 instead of your $12 pumpkin spice latte, and buy the ebook. And most importantly, have a great day, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.